Hey friends, Nadia from Nadia's Crafty Corner here. I'm coming to you today to bring you this really cool idea that I came up with a few days ago. So as a crafter, I have lots of leftover ribbons that it's not enough to do something. I don't have another roll. I can't get another roll. And plus, with the amount of crafting that we do, we don't want to keep accumulating pieces here and there of ribbons. Some it's good to have, but not all of it. So what I found was a fun way to make a flower out of little pieces of leftover ribbons. Now, all these flowers can be used in many different ways. You can use them for just simply displaying on a tray. You can make a welcome door hanger out of wood and place your flowers around it, on top of it, or maybe in a bow. Maybe you have a bow and you want to just put the flower in the center. But I found that having all these leftover ribbons, it's a really nice way to use them. On top of the leftover, I have some ribbons that I really prefer not to use for bows or for wreathing or for crafting, because it frays very easily and it's not sturdy enough to go into my wreaths. However, I don't want it to end up in the garbage, right? So I think this would be a fun thing to do. So I'm going to just cut a piece, and this is a pretty neutral color that I can actually incorporate in many different designs. But let's start from the 4-inch beautiful ribbon. This happens to be one of my favorite ribbons, but I don't have any more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the wire, because the ribbon is wired, and I'm going to loop it around, secure it so that it's not going anywhere. Okay, and then I'm going on the other opposite side, right? And I'm going to gently start pulling on the wire. Now, it could be a little difficult at the beginning at times, and you want to keep on raffling and scrunching and pulling. Now, as I pull, I want the wrong side facing up, because that's how we are going to make our flower, right? Because as we roll it, you want the pretty side to show. And as you can see, this ribbon is very sparkly. This is going to make a very pretty giant flower that I am actually going to put in a arrangement, and I'm going to post for you the arrangement that I will make with this beauty. So I'm slowly pulling. I want to make sure that the wire from the other side doesn't come out. So, and I'm going to keep on pulling down the part that I have, you see, scrunching together until you have the one part that curves and it's smaller than the other part. And now this is the part that you want to be patient. Okay, and you want to pull, and you see how nicely it's coming. Okay, I'm going to keep on going. I'm not cutting this wire. You want to keep that, and you'll see why. Okay, and then you can get very creative. You can get things to put in the center of the flower. I am going to not put anything, and I will show you why, because the way I like my flower to be for the design that I have in mind. But you can purchase, I know Michael's used to have them, and I believe Hobby Lobby as well. In the cake section, they have centers of flowers, because we use them when we make fondant flowers to look more realistic. I know they have a name, I just can't think of it right now. So I'm going to keep on ruffling as much as I can, and I'm going to take my time because this is a pretty thick ribbon. Okay, I think I'm pretty good. You want to keep this wire. You see my wire? I don't want to cut that off. Okay, now I'm going to start rolling. Before I start rolling, I'm going to decide what I want my flower to be on. In this case, because it is a very thick material, I am going to use a floral stick. They sell these in Michael's and Hobby Lobby. Usually they come in green when you purchase them from them. This one is like a very, very dark green. I bought it from one of my wholesalers, but it is 12 inches long. It does come with one side that is, you can see it, there you go. It's pointy to stick in styrofoam. But we are not going to use that because my flower is going to be a lot shorter. But I am going to place this at the beginning where you do not have the wire, okay? Because it's going to be the other way. It's going to be holding my flower, and I'm going in about 2 inches, okay? Because I want it to be nice. Now, the beginning of my ribbon, I am going to curl it in. You can put a little dab of glue. Be gentle with the glue. Don't go glue happy. Okay, you want to hold it for a second or 2 or 3, and that way you also securing that wire. As a matter of fact, let's make sure that we secure it one more time. There we go. All right, now I'm going to place my floral stem. I'm going to make sure that I can wrap my ribbon around, and I'm going to glue it so that once I turn, now I'm going to hold on to it. Okay, make sure that the glue sets, and I'm going to start rolling. Now you see what you see on the outside is the wrong side of the ribbon, okay? The pretty side is inside, it's facing me, okay? So I'm gonna keep on rolling, and every so often I am going to put a little dab of glue right on the bottom, just a little dab to hold it in place, because this is a very heavy ribbon. Don't go too tight. Make sure that you have room up here. Okay, and we're gonna keep on rolling. I'm gonna put another little dab of glue. This is going to be a pretty big, substantial, nice flower. I'm going to tighten it up a little bit more on the bottom so that I have more of an edge. And I'm going to glue it because being such a thick, heavy material, I couldn't really scrunch as much as I wanted to. So as I'm folding, I am giving it a pleat. I'm leaving, you see that? I'm leaving more material, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to glue so that it stays in place. And I'm leaving about 1 inch on the bottom where I'm holding onto my flower. So it's about 1 inch. Okay? So I'm going to give it a pleat and fold and glue. Pleat, fold, and glue. That's what we are doing. Pleat, fold, and glue. Now, if you had another color, like I'm thinking red, that you wanted to incorporate in this, you can very well do that as well. So I'm getting to the end, and I'm keeping my wire nice and free, and this time I am going to fold my ribbon on the outside. Okay, and I got to the end. I'm going to glue, and I'm going to hold on for a little bit. Okay, I want my glue to dry. Now remember, we have our stem. Yes, now we have that extra wire, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around and pull it around so that it's really securing my flower. So instead of putting this ribbon in a bin, forgotten for her, I don't know how long, we have just turned it into a pretty flower. And now you can go back and you can take your, I still squeezing very hard because I want to make sure that it's nice and tight, and you have a very pretty flower just like that. And this is a leftover ribbon that I probably would have left in a bin for quite some time. You can make it tighter if you want. You can just squeeze and tighten it from the top. You'll see once I put it in my design what it's going to look like, but this is the wrong side, so we want to curl that out a little bit. My design, you will look at it from the top, so this is what it's going to look like. Okay, and for extra stability and extra security, I can also get a pipe cleaner and just go around, and I can tell you that this flower ribbon, however you want to call it at this point, it's not going anywhere. I'm going to just squeeze, twist, and there you go. So this piece of ribbon that really you couldn't have, it could have just sat there for another year until I do my spring cleaning next spring and decide that, you know what, you've been here for too long, you're done. But this is a very pretty flower, and the same thing we do with the 2.5 inch, which is this right here that I did. It's the same exact technique. We pull the wire. I left it undone so that I could show you. And in this case, I used actually a barbecue skewer because it's thinner. I needed something thinner. We are going to wrap it around the base. And here you have another pretty flower with a leftover ribbon that would have just sat there doing nothing right there. And that's going also in one of my arrangements. The same with this, which I don't prefer to use it. We'll do the same technique. Just remember to stop that at the beginning. You pull your wire. And the length, it's really up to you. It's whatever you have. It's whatever you want. Just keep on scrunching and scrunching until you get to where you want. This one goes a lot easier because it's thinner, but you always, want to make sure you're careful on pulling. And this way, all the leftovers that you have, you can reuse, repurpose, and make sure that we do something with it. I'm going to continue to make something with this ribbon, and I can't wait to show you what this is going to be. Make sure you subscribe, follow, like, do all the things so that you can see what are the little tricks we could come up with. Thank you for watching Nadia's Crafty Corner. Bye, you guys.